Good morning, good morning. We've made it to day 4 of our sew along. Today we're going to be making it look like an actual cardigan. The steps today will be to sew the shoulder seam and add the sleeves and the side seam. So, super easy. These are steps that if you've ever sewn a shirt are basically in all shirts. So with the right side up, lay your back piece down and your front piece right side down. Make sure you place the center seam and the center and your arm size match, and go ahead and sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. For today's steps I'm going to be using my serger. If you want strength in your stitches, you can go ahead and add a piece of clear elastic to the shoulder seam. It will help prevent any kind of stretching. I rarely do that, but it's definitely a good option to keep in mind. Take your second front piece, right sides together, and sew your shoulder seam with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. These steps, if you don't have a serger or you want to use a serger, obviously these are steps that can be done on the sewing machine too. Using a triple stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch, and if you find that your sewing machine is not a fan of knits or it feels hungry, go ahead and put some water soluble stabilizer in between your presser foot and your in between the needle plate and your fabric. This will help glide the fabric very quickly and easily, and it will prevent any kind of snagging of your knit, especially if you're using sweater knit in the machine. I'm also going to link in the sew along a link to a blog that I've done about sewing knits during our cardigan week, because I give you some pretty good tips there if you're sewing with sweater knits. So now you have your shoulder seams attached. We're gonna go ahead and add the sleeves. Again, right side up, I have my sleeve curve here, and I'll take one of the sleeves. This is very important if you've added your shoulder patches, that you're going to be placing the sleeve with the shoulder patch towards the back of the cardigan. So when I pin it in place, right sides together, I take my center that I have a notch from the pattern, match it with the shoulder sleeves. Then I'm gonna match, like I always do, the sides. So this is my front, and this is the front of the sleeve. I'm gonna pin the sides, and then I'll double check to make sure that my shoulder patch is on the back. Double check up, unless you want to have a shoulder patch on the inside of your sleeve right here. You don't want that. So my shoulder patch, my back, perfect. So I'll add one more pin here, and again with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, I'm going to be attaching the sleeves. If you've done shirts before, like some of us have, at this point you're probably not going to put a million pins here. If you haven't, go ahead and pin your sleeve more than I did. Make sure you don't catch any fabric. Make sure you have just 2 layers of fabric. Today's steps are very easy. Again, go slower than I am if you've never added a setting before. Alright, so I have one sleeve attached. And this is the front that has the pocket, and this is the patch, and so this is the back. Now it matches. Excuse me. Obviously, if the first one was done correctly, the second one, because we put the patches mirrored, it's gonna be done correctly too. This one doesn't really require double checking. And the last step of the day will be to hem our, not to hem, sorry, my mind was going to tomorrow's date, will be to sew the side seams, just like you do for any shirt. So at the end of today, it will look like a cardigan. And then we all have 2 more days left. This week has flown by. All right. I'm loving all the cardigans I'm seeing so far. So we have both sleeves attached, and this is my shoulder, front and back. So now with the right sides together, pin your sleeve at the side seam. I like to pin first the underarm, the pin, and then I do the bottom. And then the top of the sleeve. And then sometimes I add a couple of pins in between, but not always. If you're doing like I am, a hemmed option, this would be a good time to do a memory hem on your sleeve. It's a 1/2 inch hem, so it will help tomorrow when we do the hemming or the adding of the bands. Easy peasy. Now because I have my memory hem done, it will be super easy tomorrow to hem. So I've pinned my side seam. I'll go ahead and sew it, repeat on the other side, and you're done for today. Done. Post a picture of your completed steps, the side seam, the shoulder seam, and the adding of the sleeves in the day 4 photo of the Cardigan Sew Along album in the Made for Mermaids and Pattern for Pirates group. And I'll see you back here tomorrow when we'll be finishing the sleeves with either a band or a hem, and the bottom the same way or with a band or a hem. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.